shake hands first.
Good morning. The Secretary General and the Prime Minister will deliver short remarks, and then we'll have time for a few questions. Secretary General.
Prime Minister Kristersson, dear Ulf, it is an honor to welcome you today to the NATO headquarters, because this is truly an historic day. In a few moments, we will raise the Swedish flag here at the NATO headquarters and all over the alliance, and welcome your country as the 32nd member of NATO. Sweden has taken its rightful place at NATO's table, under the shield of Article 5 protection, the ultimate guarantee of our freedom and security. All for one and one for all. Joining NATO is good for Sweden, good for the stability in the north, and good for the security of our whole alliance. Sweden has long been a partner. Now you are an ally, with all the benefits and responsibilities that this brings. Sweden has cutting-edge capabilities, first-class armed forces and defense industry, and spends more than 2% of GDP on defense. As we speak, Swedish troops are taking part in Steadfast Defender, NATO's biggest military exercise since the Cold War, a demonstration of our unity and our resolve. In response to Russia's war aggression against Ukraine, NATO has substantially increased our presence across the alliance, and Sweden's membership enhances this even further. When President Putin launched his full-scale invasion 2 years ago, he wanted less NATO and more control over his neighbors. He wanted to destroy Ukraine as a sovereign state. But he failed. NATO is bigger and stronger. Ukraine is closer to NATO membership than ever before. And as the brave Ukrainian continues to fight for the freedom, we stand by their side. Allies continue to announce billions of dollars in new aid, including Sweden's largest package yet, covering ammunition, air defenses, and combat boats. Our support to Ukraine saves lives, and it must continue. President Putin started this war, and he could end it today. But Ukraine does not have this option. Surrender is not peace. We must continue to strengthen Ukraine, to show President Putin that he will not get what he wants on the battlefield, but must sit down and negotiate a solution where Ukraine is recognized and prevails as a sovereign, independent nation. So, Prime Minister Kristersson, thank you for your personal leadership. Broad support across the political spectrum in Sweden has made this day possible. After more than 200 years of neutrality, you are joining the strongest and most successful military alliance in history. So welcome to NATO. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much, Secretary General, dear Jens. Thanks for welcoming us here today in many senses. Sweden is now part of NATO. We are a proud member, together with our closest friends and partners. But first of all, Jens, I have to say thank you so much for doing this journey with us and for us. I have highly valued our close cooperation. Actually, from our very first meeting at Folk och Försvar, as we say in Swedish, the security conference in Sälen back in 2018, over many meetings and phone calls leading us here today. Without your tireless support and personal commitment, we wouldn't be here. I realize that you would have made the same effort for any qualified country applying for membership. But if you wanted us to feel that we were special, to you. You really did succeed. Thanks also to all NATO allies who have supported our accession and welcoming Sweden as the 32nd member of the alliance. We are humble, but we are also proud. We know the expectations for Sweden are high, but we also have high expectations for ourselves. The Swedish flag will raise here at the NATO headquarters today with a very strong support in our parliament and among our people. An important symbol for this is the fact that the Swedish delegation today consists not only by cabinet ministers and the commander-in-chief, but also by Her Royal Highness the Swedish Crown Princess Victoria and altogether 6 party leaders. In a vibrant democracy, we argue and we debate, but we unite in the long-term protection of this precious democracy. Unity and solidarity will be Sweden's guiding lights as a NATO member. We will share burdens, responsibilities and risks with our allies. The security situation in our region has not been this serious since the Second World War, and Russia will stay a threat to Euro-Atlantic security for a foreseeable future. It was in this light Sweden applied to join the NATO Defence Alliance to gain security, but also to provide security. Our support to Ukraine is a fundamental part of that. Ukraine is fighting bravely for its own freedom, but also defending European freedom. In Sweden, we like to say and think we have unique military capabilities to contribute on land, in the air and at sea. We are strengthening our defence and we are doubling the defence budget. From now on, Sweden meets the NATO standard of 2% of GDP to defence spendings. We have been prepared, honestly, for this task for quite a while. In reality, for the last 30 years. But more in details, the last 2 years. I am very pleased we have taken this final step today. Our country has long been a strong voice for international law, human rights, democracy and freedom, at home and abroad. With the Swedish flag being raised here today, we are clearly saying that we stand shoulder to shoulder in defending democracy and freedom together. We have come home, home to the Alliance for Peace and Freedom, to which so many democracies already belong, home to where we also belong. Now we are entering a new era. We will transform from following NATO to being NATO. I do look forward to this important task. Thank you so much.